open up my phone. I'm like, whoa, we get frontal and back all in one with the rash. And I'm like looking around to see if anyone saw it, like inappropriate shit on my phone. Hey guys, welcome to the official YouTube page for Calm Down with Erin and Charissa. This is where you can watch all of our ridiculous conversations and fun interviews. We have full shows, we've got pre-games, anything and everything that you guys could want. But first, you're going to have to subscribe. Just hit subscribe right there and you're good to go. And now you can calm down with us. Yep. Can you tell that we're reading this off a script? We hope so. All right. We need to calm down and wrap this bad boy up. Press subscribe. Thanks for listening. Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio. You know what I've been wearing a lot of? The comfy brace. And with that, we welcome everybody to the Calm Down podcast. Erin turned me on to this years ago, and it's for posture. It is so good. I gave it to my sweet researcher and Pete, my stage manager, when we sit there during game breaks, and it is a game changer. For anyone that's having bad posture, as you join us here on a Thursday at the Calm Down podcast, year 3, episode 169, I'm going to tell you right now, this thing makes a great stocking stuffer. I know. $17. I need it. Pulls the old shoulders back. And
that's a great idea, Charissa.
As we enter week 16, who doesn't love good posture? What up, girl?
It's your best accessory.
You look fantastic. Again, this is 2 weeks in a row that my gal has shown up on here. Her and I haven't caught up today, which normally we do at some point. But she's straight off a plane, and that hair looks like she's straight from a blowout session. Looks fantastic.
So let's be honest about the hair right now. It is breaking off. Not sure why. I've got some fun bangs going on. I have a feeling it's over, it's breaking off a tad. So I am going to put on a little leave-in conditioner mask today. Let me ask you a question. When you do those, do you have to wash your hair and then put it in? Do you like to do it in wet? Like, how am I going about this? Because this is dirty.
Okay. You know this about me, but for the listeners that don't know this about me, I don't read instructions. I just think like, hey, I got a problem. I got dry hair. So let me use the whole bottle. And then I'm going to lather it on, and I probably should wash it out, but I'm going to leave it on. And then I'm going to decide maybe that's enough time. I don't read the instructions, so I wash it off if I want to, or don't leave it in long enough. Like, I get motivated when I'm in the shower, like, hey, I'm in here. I'll shave my legs. So let me do that 2-minute leave-in thing. It lasts 30 seconds and I'm already washing it out because I'm bored. So I'm not the gal to ask, but for someone like you who reads instructions, I would do the leave-in conditioner that you do in the shower. You're not going to want to go downstairs and you're doing a bunch of stuff and then you got to go back in the shower. Just be patient while you're in there. 2 minutes, full duration, and then keep it moving.
I don't know if that's enough time though for this.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's a severe
Says the girl
situation,
that was religiously putting on brow serum and then
guys, she's still rattled about the eyebrows. Here's what we're gonna do. Calm down, community. No one is allowed to send her a text, a tweet, a comment about the eyebrows, good, bad, or indifferent. We have really unearthed something with this gal, and it's still bothering her. They have never looked better. Leave them alone.
You're adorable.
And the fact that I am the one that's telling you to leave something alone, because it's usually me picking and pulling and doing something. So you look amazing. Leave it alone.
Anyways, it was great to see Jalen Hurts in the Eagles last night. I was happy for him. It's always nice when like guys that are really great to deal with get theirs, and good for him. He's a good dude. And
Jalen Hurts going up to Russell Wilson at the end of that game and also saying to him what a fan he was of his. He grew up watching him and that he paved the way. I thought that was really wonderful. You and I talked about it.
Really great.
Not that particular moment, because that obviously just happened last night, but prior to your sit down with Mike Tomlin, I was saying to you how happy I was for Russell Wilson to have this career resurgence. Obviously that game yesterday didn't go the way he wanted it to, but this is a guy that everyone said his career is over. And, so for him to get another opportunity and have someone like Mike Tomlin with his, coaching pedigree and 18 years of a winning season, to have a guy like that believe in you. And we've talked about it before on this podcast, guys like Sam Darnold or Tua or Russell who get aligned with the right coach who believes in them and having success. Saquon. It's really good to see for a couple of reasons for their own. We talked about on the pregame, an anonymous question came in about confidence. You got to remember, it doesn't matter if you're working in the NFL, if you're working in a cubicle, if you're working at Starbucks, wherever you're working, at confidence can take on a lot of different forms, and all you need is someone to really believe in you. So I thought that your interview with Mike Tomlin was wonderful, but I think that that's another example in the NFL that it's not over if it's not over. You still have someone to believe in you.
I was so happy for Jalen Hurts. He was so gracious at the end. And I loved his quote during the week that he said, and I asked him about it in the interview. He said, in situations like these, I tend to thrive. And so I was like, good for you. And he did great. And he was so lovely. And I just cheer for guys like that. Another person I cheer for, and I know you do too, you mentioned Mike Tomlin. Man, I was so nervous going into that interview. I didn't sleep the night before. I talked to you. You go, you didn't sleep.
I know.
Why?
I was like, what?
There are people that, and it's not like a starstruck thing, even though I am starstruck. I don't get to really hang around Mike Tomlin very often. We don't have the Steelers that often. That was my first time ever really sitting down with him. And somebody like him, who I've always looked up to, now this Hard Knocks series has been amazing. He can sniff out bullshit really, really quick. And somebody like that, I never wanted him to think that I am that. And that's not confidence, but I just really, really wanted to do a good job, because him saying yes to this sit down meant so much to me. So I didn't sleep the night before. Then I was so worried that I'm like, I'm not sleeping. I'm not going to be on it. I'm going to look really old. Come on, girl, go back to bed. And then I couldn't. And then it was one of those right before the interview. I've gone through the questions. I'm sitting there. They're trying to get last looks. He's coming in. Hey, Erin, can you lean back? And I finally was like, stop talking to me. I am having a panic attack.
Because you wanted to do such a good job.
To get zen, and I just wanted to do such a good job.
You did a great job.
He sat down. I was so nervous, and not because Mike Tomlin makes me nervous, because I just wanted to do a good job. He sits down, and I start thinking to myself, oh my gosh, this is so great. Okay, let's be cool. Let's be fun. And I started then thinking to myself, am I going to pass out? God, that'd be awkward if I'm going to pass out. Are you breathing? Are you okay? These are all the mind games I'm playing. And coach is like, he makes a funny joke about Tampa because he coached in Tampa. I, interned and grew up there. All of a sudden I laugh. And then all of a sudden the wreath that we had there, like in the background, falls really hard and all the ornaments shatter. And that was kind of like, what's the whole thing that lightens up the mood? What's it called? It's like it just helped me breathe. It kicked me into breathing.
I don't know what it's called.
What's it called? When it lightens up the mood or something, and
I don't know.
Whatever. But the wreath falls. Poor Joel and Skip, who tried to make the set look amazing. They even had someone wiping down the floor before Coach came, so the floor would look super shiny.
And then the ornaments all break. Shit.
The ornaments shatter and collapse, and we're like, Coach, welcome to NFL on Fox. So great to see you. So glad you don't need stitches right now.
Clean up on aisle 4.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I think that's, well, I didn't know that you were that stressed about it, but in a good way, where it was just because you care that much about something. But yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah, he's amazing. I did a sit down with Tom Brady years ago when he was with the Patriots. And afterwards, my dad called me to see how it went. And I started hysterically bawling. And he goes, what happened? I said, Dad, it was so good. And I was so nervous. My lip was quivering, so I couldn't smile. But then I started saying, Dad, it's never going to get better than this. I'm never going to have a bigger moment. And he goes, you need a nap. Go take a nap.
You know what's so funny?
But I think that also proves like you love what you do for a living, like that you still get nervous for shit like that, you know?
Of course. I think that you can still get nervous. You and I, our nervous looks different. I know that, I've known that. Like you and I have different. Sometimes I'm always like, shit, do I not care that much? Because I don't think about that. I think you immediately go to what's something terrible might happen. And for me, it's just like, I'm like, what's going to happen? But that's also in life, like the same way in the car where I'm going to be asleep and you're like wazing the direction. So it's like whatever your way of getting ready for something. My nervous looks like, what a great question, Erin. You should do this for a living. My nervous, but not in a nervous, bad way, but I will overtalk, and you've been there when it happened. I will talk and I will talk and I will talk and I will talk and I won't shut the fuck up to the point where it's like, are you okay? Shut up. It's like a nervous talk.
Well, Mike Tomlin was amazing. He was so great. And I wish you and I could have a therapy session with him on life. He's just phenomenal.
I know. I don't get any time with him. I would love that. I feel like you know why? Because the same way that he was with the ref, where he's, we all saw the comment that he gave to the ref or anything. Like, you know how I feel. There's like certain things on a whiteboard of like my mottos in life. I don't like bullshit. I love authenticity, and he is no bullshit, and he is authentic. So you had a great game. Obviously, you had the Steelers and the Eagles. I was so excited for you in this game. My Thursday night game was the Rams.
Big deal. Your game.
Rams-Niners. Wasn't the high prolific scoring that everybody always wants in a game, but in the end, the Rams were victorious against a division rival. And Sherman and I were talking about this. That game, the weather was crappy in the first half. Nothing was going. And this is after the Rams had come off that Bills game scoring 44 points, whatever it was. And it was like you could barely, put up 6 on the board. So we were just talking about in a division game, throw everything out the window. And also at this time of year, throw everything out the window. Like if you ain't healthy, like this is where it all, December football. So it's like, all the conversations that we had back in week 7, week 9, it's now or never. And this is where things get so exciting. I can't wait for the next few weeks. It's just the fact that the Bengals could still make the playoffs is bananas. And that's why the NFL is king. It is better than, I'm not going to say better. It is just more. It's king. It's every week actually does matter. So this is, I've got the Chargers, Broncos, and you have Ravens. I have
Steelers, Ravens, which is basically for the AFC North. It's massive. Woo! It is so massive. Like today, I'm so tired. I'm reading the clips on the flight home, and John Harbaugh is already this is the biggest game. This is what it's all about. It was like, oh my God.
Isn't it awesome, though, for prep that you just had the Steelers?
Owned the Ravens. They've owned the Ravens recently.
I love that for prep, though, don't you? When you have, it doesn't happen for us because we don't really get that back-to-back games when you get the same team. But that cuts down on, you have just worked the game of the team before. But yeah, I'm excited for our Thursday night game. A great matchup always between the Chargers division rivals and the Chargers and the Broncos. That Chargers big loss. By the way, Baker Mayfield, again, we've talked about it on this podcast. Our affinity
Good
for him.
Bucks.
Good for the Bucks. I mean, when Mike Evans and Chris Godwin went down, it was like, oh God. And now here we are.
I know.
Mike Evans is back doing his thing. So yeah, it's going to be a good one. Broncos haven't made the playoffs since 2015 when Peyton Manning was the quarterback. Wow. It's the second longest drought. If they win on Thursday against the Chargers, they'll secure a playoff spot, which would be, obviously great for them. They had the second longest drought of a playoff. I think the Jets have been the longest. But yeah, so it's exciting. It's exciting.
It is.
I need a tan.
It is.
I need a tan. Anyone watching? I am white. I need a spray tan. That's where we're at in life. What else we got, sister? We got a lot of action.
How was the vibe at in Santa Clara, even though it was raining? I do love that stadium. I do love their in-game entertainment. I do love any chance
get to say hi to John Lynch
and Kyle Shanahan. Yep.
Didn't get to say hi to John. We were already on air.
Well, he was busy apparently in the locker room.
Wow. The drama there. Devondre Campbell quitting on his team. You know who I love? And we've talked about him before. George freaking Kittle.
Best.
Just, look, everyone's got their reasons for doing certain things, and that's fine. And it wasn't your day, Devondre, and I don't know you. I've never met you. But I'm just going to take your name out of this and just talk about being a part of a team. And George Kittle, who was your teammate, summed it up perfectly. You don't quit on your team. And I just respect George so much. And if there's those certain coaches we talk about, there's certain players that just embody the word team, and he's one of them. So yeah, so there was the drama there, but the Niners obviously have had a very difficult year with all the injuries and everything, but they just continue to operate as class acts on every level. So yeah, the game
I'd almost argue
slow.
now that the Lions, are right up there now with most difficult year with injuries. Holy shit.
I know. And it's like, this is a team that has just rolled all year long. The news coming out on Monday about David Montgomery could be season ending with the MCL. You've got all those defensive players already on IR. Yeah. So, It's a very interesting time, as it always is, week 16 in the NFL, but that's why we love it. You had a few situations. You mentioned we have a text chain that you saw a mom on a flight talking about something. What was that?
Oh my God, this was so great. So on my way to Philly, I just shout out to this woman. I don't know who he was. I'm sure Ryan would be able to figure it out. He definitely was a professional athlete, or he was a college athlete. I think he was professional. I was flying to Philly, and that's a long flight from LA. And you can kind of tell, I've been on a few flights after guys have big time surgeries. And usually if they're coming from LA, they see our guy Neil at Curl and Job, Neil Elatrosh.
Sweet.
This was a rather tall man, young kid, and
it was a burly man.
It's like from he had the crutches that basically let you know he just had major surgery done on his leg. And you see him sitting there, and I've literally been on flights before with poor professional athletes that are sitting there and they are just out of surgery, and I'm always like, can I get your bag? What can I do?
Sweet.
Like, it's tough. Yeah. So anyways, this kid, because he looked like a kid, is sitting across from me. And it's a long flight to Philly. It's like, what, 5 hours?
Yeah.
Maybe 5 and some change. Mm-hmm. His sweet mom is a couple rows behind us. She keeps walking up to help him get up, go to the bathroom, walk him back, sit him down. In the middle of the flight, you got to think with the altitude. Or what are we, what is it? The compression on his legs. She needed him to walk for circulation. She's helping him walk up and down the aisle. Oh. And then I loved it so much. After she helped him one time, get to and from the bathroom, she sits down and they just did a little fist pump. And I was like, I can't take it. Like, this mom makes me want to be a better mom. And I just looked over at her after like the 3rd time she got up to help him. And I just said, you are such a great mom. And I want to be like you. Like, you are just really inspiring me. And she goes, thanks. She goes, we've been in LA for some time after surgery. And she goes, we're getting back home. And that's a long flight when you're worried about your legs swelling up. You've had surgery. She was just so sweet. I wanted to give her a giant hug, but they were down at baggage claim and I wanted to leave them alone. But it was really, really cool. She inspired me a lot.
You'll make me tear up because I hear the emotion in my gal's voice talking about like being a better mom. Because as a mother, I was just going to ask you if you like look and you're like, Mac, like that's my kid, like whatever he needs, my brother was involved in a very terrible car accident. This is now 20 something years ago when he was 24 years old, and he was a professional baseball player. He's in the minor league system for what was then the Devil Rays. And the car flipped and he flew through the front windshield and he shattered his sacrum. He was in a trauma center. He couldn't walk for a year. And my mom and my dad, I remember pushing him around in a wheelchair in our cul-de-sac to just get fresh air. And my mom and my dad turned our dining room into a full-on nursing home for him. He couldn't walk. He couldn't do anything. And I just... we love our moms and we love our dads and they want to do anything for us. But when you see that, where you're like, wow, like that is the unconditional love. And moms and dads, we don't deserve you, because it is just insane how much you will put everything before, yourself to help out your kids. So kudos to whoever that was, because it just immediately brings me back to my situation with my brother. And then for you as a mom, imagine.
Yeah. And it also shows you too, I mean, you think about these athletes and you think about the training staffs that they have access to. You think about if you're a professional athlete, you could have just anyone really travel back with you. I don't know who this was, but he had his mom and she was so great. Like the fist pump at the end, I was like, come on. Shout out to her. She was great.
I always think about too, when these athletes get hurt, right? They get hurt. You do the injury report. There's the TV timeout. There's all these different things. And then there's the Monday and the Tuesday and all of the things that happen after the injury. And athletes talk about all the time when they're on IR, when they're going after surgery. It's like, those are lonely times. You're not with your team. You're by yourself. And not everyone has someone like that to be with them. So it's just another reason that sometimes I know we get caught up in like the X's and O's of things, but like these are human beings, and it's just really accentuates that point of no matter if you're a professional athlete or if you get hurt, just walking down the street, to have somebody look out for you. That's like the greatest gift in life, is to have somebody be there for you when the lights go down. Not on Georgia.
So true. So can I transition to, I see this amazing mother on this flight taking care of her son, and I am trying to be a mother. I am down on the field. It is a great matchup. The Eagles sideline is very, very crowded. There's people all over you. Not all over you, but it's really crowded. I'm like fighting to see. You also have to be cognizant if guys are coming out of bounds. You don't want to get hit.
TV cart.
You also
How about the TV cart?
Yep, TV
Always
cart.
moving.
There's also like guys holding the microphones and the, whatever. So it's a lot going on. So my phone is buzzing and I'm like, okay, let me check it. And it's our nanny, and Mac is teething pretty good right now. He's getting his molars. And what I am learning through this whole experience is not only when you get your molars, are you very irritable, you're swallowing a lot of saliva, it can cause a runny nose. It can also upset your stomach.
Aww.
Well, unfortunately, one of the nights I was away, he had a very upset stomach, and we didn't know about it until he started crying, and he obviously had a mess in his diaper for a minute, and it caused a pretty good rash on his bum. So that, and then turns into, Mac has very sensitive skin, much like his mother. I hope he doesn't inherit her chin acne.
Stop.
But the rash got pretty much all over his front and backside, and it's very painful. I had another mom with me, my favorite hair girl, Kylie Heath. Hair, she's amazing. Don't steal her because I need her. But she has
look at her hair, and she's like,
the perfect
poster child for your hair. My God,
no. Stop. She's just said this is very common. It's so painful. But once you get some prescription cream, it's good to go. So I texted our doctor, who we love, and I was like, hey, Jared's home, but I'm on the field right now. Can you help me out? Can we get something prescribed? She's like, sure. We're on a text chain. My nanny, my husband, my doctor. She's like, I didn't see what was going on in the text chain because I'm worrying about, 3rd and 4, fumble here.
The life of a working mother.
Sure. Apparently, what I missed in the text chain was our great doctor saying, hey, can you send a picture of what's going on so I know how long to tell you to use the cream?
Oh my God.
I'm doing my thing. I'm standing with the Eagles PR. I'm standing with the offensive line.
Oh my God.
We're in a break. I'm good. My sideline's taken care of. I open up my phone. I'm like, whoa. We get frontal and back all in one with the rash. And I'm like looking around to see if anyone saw it, like inappropriate shit on my phone. Like it wasn't, but it's literally them holding Mac. Yeah. His legs behind his head. So you get the full view. Full view.
Oh my God. That's what you opened up on your phone.
I'm so sorry, whoever saw that.
The injury report I will be doing now is my child's diaper rash. Kev? Oh my God.
He's a gamer.
His sideline. He's in the blue tent right now with a diaper rash, expected to miss 3 or 4 snaps. I'll keep you updated.
Symptoms,
oh my God.
irritability.
That's so funny, though. This move, though, where you open it up like, I swear, it's my child. And then this is you
it's
and I.
It's my kid.
We're like, it's our child. Everyone's like, no one even saw anything. We just feel like we have to explain everything to everyone. Oh, how's he feeling now?
And then it's my problem with like a scab or something, or like if a canker sore, if I bit the side of my mouth. I keep opening up because I'm checking the stats, and it keeps coming up, and I'm like, okay,
no,
enough, because it keeps coming. It keeps coming up. Poor baby.
Close out that window. We've seen it. We're moving on.
Close it out.
This is where we pass the baton off to Dad while you're worrying about this matchup. Which, by the way, not to be like the stats girl, I still can't believe that the Steelers are now 0-11 in Philadelphia. The last time that they won in Philadelphia was 1965. Wow.
Crazy.
I know they don't play a lot, but that to me was. Where's Thorne now? I mean, that's a stat. There's some stats I just hold on to. And I just think this is what a dream. I do love a FaceTime with your
How about the Eagles have won 10 straight? That's bananas too. That kind of crept up on everyone. I looked at Jalen, I go 10 straight, and he goes, sounds good. 11 would be better. What? When did you guys get this hot?
This is where the NFL or just headlines in general, like, Nick Sirianni loses his job. He's yelling at fans in Cleveland. And then dude shaves his head and we're off and running for 10 straight games. Like, it is so wild where... Quadzilla. That is so funny. Well, I still don't have a Christmas present for him. What am I going to get?
An experience.
Yes.
Oh, and this is a good segue into my story. An experience. You told me this, which I didn't get him. Sorry, Jared. A night away. Like, I get it. In that way, you can do it together. And
I've already done that, so
I would recommend.
Well, I'll tell you what hotel I don't recommend. The one that we were staying at when we were in Santa Clara. And I will not mention it because I'm classy. So I won't out this hotel. But the power went out. Hey, it happens. Look,
that's tough.
Power outages, there's wind, there's no problem. But you are a very well-established hotel chain. Why do we not have a generator? So the hair's wet. We're getting ready for the game. We can't get ready for the game. We got to get down to the lobby. We're schlepping bags up the stairs. I get it. Fine. These are just, whatever, high-class problems. But at some point, you're wondering, we don't have a generator in this joint? And then the only thing we're getting the announcements every 5 seconds.
Where you were staying.
Thanks for your patience. Well, actually, I don't have any patience. I need to dry my hair. I need to get dressed. I need to steam the outfit I'm supposed to be wearing, and I need to get out of this hotel. But so that wasn't great. Let's just be honest. But look, life is a game of adjustments. So no problem. We'll dry the hair at the hotel, or we'll dry the hair at the stadium. We'll get back pain from carrying the luggage up the 17 stairs of flights. No problem. No, I mean, if anyone's listening to this, you're like, fuck you. This girl, what is this? She's bitching about going up and down the stairs. No, it's just not, it's not ideal in hotels. So my suggestion is get a generator, a large generator. Hey, maybe that's a good gift to give to people. Generators,
those
things they don't think about.
Expensive. I've looked into it for my parents in Tampa. It's so expensive. Well, the kind they want is really expensive. It's like a mortgage.
Well, maybe that's why the hotel didn't buy one.
It's a good hotel chain.
Things are adding up.
Let me tell you a quick story about the hotel I stayed in. And it's been well established. I like a good hotel. I feel like I've had some shitty stuff happen to me in some hotels, which we've documented. People know about. But we paid our dues. Like, I lived in certain hotels during the Little League World Series, whatever. It goes without saying. You want to be comfortable. You want to sleep well. You want to be refreshed if you're staying away from home. We're in Philadelphia. I'll say it. We stay at the gorgeous Four Seasons there. It is so beautiful. It is so lovely. We always have great customer service there. But this weekend, they went above and beyond. First of all, I check in. You know this well. The bar there kind of closes a tad early, which is like, okay, they have their reasons. That's fine. I'm not judging. But I did make a joke as I checked in, and they said, hey, I'm the snob and the loser. I use the app. Hey guys, I just landed. I have a couple packages. Do you mind putting them in my room just so they have my key ready? I love the Four Seasons app. I do. I freaking love it. I'm a nerd. I just love it. Sometimes it's a great way to communicate with the staff. So I got to the front.
Oh my God, Erin, you have the app. You communicate ahead of time.
The app is phenomenal. It's great.
You are absolutely. You and I are such different. I don't even know what hotel I'm going to. And you are communicating on an app? God, yes. I'm so...
That's why they have it.
I'm in two minds about this. I'm so jealous that you are that person. And then at the same time, I'm like, what? This is so fascinating to me. Our conversation about you really do have great relationships with the customer service agents, whether you're calling down for the filtered water, whether you're putting the packages away, you're using the app. My God. You're probably the person that returns the key at the end of the stay.
No. I'm going to put a pin in the conversation. Not me.
I'm going to put 2 key cards I used. No, fuck. I came down for 6 more keys because I lost all of them. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. I'm going to put a pin in the conversation of how great the Four Seasons was really quick. On our discussion about the neti pot, do you know how many comments we got where people are like, yeah, they're amazing. And you have
These
to
are
use
your family
water
members.
because there's been No, there have been a ton of reports that a bacteria can attach to your nasal passages. Could kill you, or you could get even more sick. But anyways, let me tell you about this real quick.
I look purple right now. I need a tan. Maybe I need filtered water and a neti pot.
I check in, and I made a joke about like the bar being closed. And I'm like, the bar's closed. They go, do you have everything you need? I said, well, not a drink because the bar's closed. Go down to my room, knock on my door. The guy shows up. He goes, well, I heard you needed this. Stop it. You're great. That's not the only thing they did. Okay. I'm going to bed with my glass of wine. So sweet. I thought they were above and beyond because of this. No. The next day, I leave the hotel because I'm going to sit down with Mike Tomlin. I show back up at the hotel. I haven't told you this. I get to the front desk. I'm like, hey, I was supposed to have something delivered. They were like, yes, and we need to talk to you. And I was like, uh-oh, what happened? They said, well, you're going to go up to your room right now, and there's a couple of engineers in your room. We're going to probably have to move you. And I was like, everything okay? The people above me were having a really good time and apparently forgot that they left their tub running, and the entire tub overflowed so much that it started pouring through the ceiling of my room.
Did anyone check on them? Are they okay? What do you mean, a good time?
Oh, they're fine. You put two and two together.
It was a
So I was like,
getaway.
Huh? Okay. I walk up to my room. I felt so bad because this hotel is so gorgeous. Get your stuff together where your tub's not overflowing. You don't think you'd hear that? What's going on? Actually, I don't want to know. But I had some stuff like kind of laying over the tub, and like it got all soaked. And it's like dirty because it's the water, it's the ceiling, all of it. And I just said, whatever, I got to go downstairs for a meeting. Can't really deal with it. We're then going to dinner. Thanks, guys. Come back after a fun night at dinner, walk back into my room. All my stuff's gone. They had set me up in another room, put all my stuff up, set it up. Gorgeous. Lovers. So appreciative.
That is amazing.
And got all my clothes that were wet and dirty cleaned and folded in my room.
It's because you're on the app. This is the treatment that you get when you go on the app. Okay? I'm the girl at the hotel that says the do not disturb. I don't want you in there meddling around. There could be a Niagara Falls in there, and I don't know, So just because I'm going to tell you, it goes back to the same situation that I have even in my own house with the house cleaner. I don't want the housekeeper going in, or the house cleaner the maid service for the hotel going in. And if my stuff's not organized, I don't want the judgment. So I don't want to have to worry about leaving the place nice. So when they go in, so I'm like, hey, let's just don't come in at all. Same thing as home. I'm already picking up before the house cleaner comes because I'm embarrassed. So the fact that, I love that service for you. And if that's something that you enjoy, then...
Well, thank God they did go in, because then they found that this tub was overflowing. And if they hadn't found that, there could have been a lot more damage. By the way, get it together. How do you not know your tub isn't overflowing? What? It's a deep dive tub, but not that deep. Relax.
Deep dive tub. I also have questions about the people that are using the tub at the hotel. You ever sat in a bath at a hotel? Not me. I'm sorry. I'm not sitting in a bath in my own house. I'm not a bath person. I'm not, it's like you're supposed to sit in there and relax. You are?
I like a bath at my house. Yeah.
You do? I wish I was a bath person. I'm not, because I feel I've done it once. I've lived in this house for 7 years. I filled up that bathtub one time and I was like, I'm going to take a relaxing bath. Then the whole time I'm in there, I'm thinking, I got to get out of here. I got other stuff I want to do. And then after I take a bath and I have to take a shower to rinse off because the soap suds are on, and I've put the Dr. Keels or whatever it is to like exfoliate. And now there's like a film. So the whole time I'm in the bath, I'm thinking, when am I getting out of here so I can get on with my day? So yeah, baths aren't for me. Well, then we know that I wasn't staying in the hotel above you. But that is very nice service. In fact, maybe I'll consider downloading the app. And then maybe someone could carry my bags.
The power wouldn't go out if you had
down the 17 floors. Oh my God, speaking of the Four Seasons, and this is not an ad. I don't know if he's even here.
I'd love it to be.
He's probably in the bath. I did get one present for Steve. It might be his only present because they were not cheap, but my guy loves a good pillow. Okay. Like he's constantly talking about pillows. Like we got to get better pillows. He's got 7 pillows. He's got a whole fort built up around him. 1 between the legs. We got 3 behind the neck. I'm down there with like 1 pillow and it's like this tiny little thing. I bought the Four Seasons pillows because you know how cozy those are? Because they sell the bedding. Well, let me tell you.
So cozy.
That's all he's going to get because not cheap. I mean, look, it better be worth it. He likes it. So shout out to the Four. I'm getting on the app. Before this podcast is over, I'm downloading
the app. The app's great. If we don't get a deal from the Four Seasons, then iHeart and Ryan are not doing their job.
We just spent 45 minutes talking about the Four Seasons.
It's great.
Well, guess what? Ryan just put
sick of hearing us talk.
All right. I'm sick of hearing us talk too. I love you. I'm excited that we are in our home stretch, but also like I'm sad. I'm so sad it's ending. I'm like already it's like, you know what? I get that feeling on Christmas Eve where I'm like, oh, Christmas is already over and like hasn't even happened yet. Like the playoffs and NFC Championship and Super Bowl hasn't even happened. And I'm just like sad it's already ending.
How many cups of coffee have you had this afternoon?
Only one, and it didn't finish it.
What else are you on?
Not enough. I'm just happy. I have a home game this week. I don't have to travel.
Oh, you're a bitch. I just got off the flight.
All right, gal. Shall we do a couple headlines? We always love these. Ryan and Kurt, our wonderful producers, find these headlines that they think we will love to chat about. So one is letting your dog do this in the grocery store too much? Debate sparked over gross act. A controversial photo of a dog sitting inside a shopping cart has sparked intense debate among shoppers. And there is a pup in the shopping cart. All right. We love dogs. We own dogs. I love everything about dogs, but I don't want dogs in the grocery store unless it is a service animal. If you need that, absolutely. Service animals, you go, you know what? I'll help you grocery shop. Anything. I just think it's weird when animals are in places where there's food involved. I feel the same about restaurants. Because, or like, guess what? Wonder if you're deathly afraid of dogs or wonder if you're allergic to dogs. I just feel like unless it's a service animal, there are certain places that the dog doesn't need to be. And I say this as a dog owner and a dog lover, but the dog can wait with the windows rolled down in the car or at home or outside in a fenced yard. Why does the dog need to be in the grocery store or in the restaurant with you? That's all.
Yeah, I feel the same. It's food. There's animal hair. Sometimes there's some pee-pees.
Just don't feel like it's considerate of other
Leave it
people.
At home. I even feel that way. One time I was at Wally's and there was a person that had their dog sitting at the bar in a bag. I'm like, no.
Yeah. It's like, my charcuterie comes.
I don't need dog hair up in the air. Like, we're good. Stop.
Landing on the brie or the prosciutto. Yeah, there's a time and a place. Again, the caveat to all that is if it's a service dog, by all means, but not just recreational dog, lap, walking, sitting, anything. Wait, you'll read that next headline because this is us.
Okay. Plane passenger baffled by what she found left behind on a Delta flight. We've all been there. A TikTok user revealed how a Delta Airlines passenger left their eyelash strips on the wall. If you recently flew Delta and sat in row 24/7, you forgot something. It's a picture of 2 strip eyelashes stuck to the wall. I actually have anxiety. I always have anxiety. I have anxiety because I did that last night in our meeting room and stuck them on, like, I think the menu that was left there by room service. So I'm the asshole too.
By the way, here we go with the headlines. You're worried about dog hair, but there's fake eyelashes. I'm going to tell you where I'm always leaving the fake eyelashes. In the drain. I need to get Drano because I'm in the shower after a Sunday or wherever. And it's like, I'm taking off the eyelashes and there was one today on my face wash from last night, the individual ones. I know I got to be better about that. So I apologize if anyone has found a stray eyelash of mine or strip or whatever it is. Yeah, but see, this feels intentional that somebody put those on the wall. Like the way that this picture shows.
I had a pair of googly eyes today stuck on my flight, like by the, like, you know how you're facing the, whatever it is, and you can pull it down and put your phone on it. Somebody had put 2 like googly eyes there. And the lady next to me goes, there's eyes there. Ooh. And I was like, huh? Good night. Oh. That was weird.
Googly eyes.
Different.
Like stickers. Do you ever use that emoji? The one where it's like the eyes off to the side. You do? Yeah. I don't feel like I use it enough. I don't. You know what? What is it? Look right now on your phone. What are your most used emoji apps. I'm going to tell you, pretend like I'm texting you right now. Let's see. It pops up. Most used are, the heart power ranking. Laugh. These are mine. I got some gymnastics in there from the Stafford girl. So that's always like, I don't use the side eyes very much. I feel like I want to get in the mix more with the side eyes.
I like the smile that's like the straight across, like eek kind of smile. That's a go-to one for me. I like the one with the face and no mouth because I got a lot to say, but I can't say it.
The zipper one. You ever use a zipper?
Often. Yeah.
I don't use that either. I'm going to start mixing up my emojis. The laugh gets a lot. You know how we feel. We don't like LOL, so, substitute the crying emoji.
I hate LOL.
Yeah, well, we hate that. But I got to mix up the emojis. Sometimes I scan through these things and I think to myself, who's the person using that cabbage or whatever it is? Also, how do you submit a request for new emojis? Who's in charge of the emojis? I want to talk to Apple or whoever's in charge of the emojis. I've got some I want to submit. Yeah.
It's a great question.
Hey.
All right.
I love you.
Yeah.
You just got off a plane. You enjoy the rest of your day. And week 16,
it's 3:30.
Let's go crush.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.